Hello and welcome to another Purveyor of Light Photoshop Quick Tip. Today we've got nothing more than I could call sheer boredom from being locked up for so long. So I figured, why not get on Photoshop and do something a little creative just to have fun. This is nothing more than that. So you may or may not be interested in this, but I'm going to have a little fun with this photo I came across. One of the things of today's generations is they are addicted to their phones and iPads, and they keep their faces planted on these devices around the clock. And I feel it's a very bad thing for society myself. But again, everybody's entitled to their opinion. So I looked at this photo and I said, this would be a great one to show how this device just sucks your mind out of you, your soul out of you. So let's see if we can accomplish that. All right, here we go. We're going to jump in. In case you're wondering what we're going for, this is what we're going for. The effect that we are sucking our lives out of us by these devices, and our kids and our things that they're being lost. So that's what we're going for. So let's see if we can do this. I will probably speed up parts of the tutorial just so you don't get bored, because some of the steps take a few things. I'll try to be as fast as I can for the steps, and I'll speed up the video as necessary. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to envision that I want her screen from her iPhone to be on her face and to give the illusion that it's sucking her brain and her matter and her soul out of her face into the phone. So let's see if we can do that. First thing I need to do is I need to zoom in real good and get a good look at the phone, okay, so that we have the area here so I can do a thing. I'm going to grab the pen tool, okay, and I'm just going to quickly do a selection, okay, around the device, roughly where the screen would be. And don't have to be incredibly exact for what we're going for today. So if you're a little bit off on your thing, not a worry. It's okay, because this is not an exact. And we'll just continue on. And I can tell you already I'm going to fast forward through this, because I just know how this is. I mean, if you want to learn how to use the pen tool, I have videos on the pen tool. But it's nothing special. Okay. And now that I have the outline of the phone given, I'm going to complete it by going to her face and putting some points and completing the selection that way. Now again, I recommend you save this, okay, just for insurance purposes. Click the path tab, and all you got to do is just simply rename the path, and this way you have a copy of that path if you ever need to go back for it for whatever reason. Okay, that's just an insurance policy. So now that I have that done, I'm going to right click and make selection. I'll feather it by a half a pixel, and there we are. Okay, so we've got our selection, and this is the region that we're going to make the illusion that her mind is being sucked into the phone. Okay, so here we go. All right, so now that we've got this, I need to convert this to a smart object in case things go south. So there we are. Right click, smart, create smart object. This is just so I can use smart filters, okay, so that I can come back, and if I do a filter, I can come back and adjust it over and over and over again. Okay, so I need to liquefy her face. So I'm going to go up to filter and then liquefy. And notice we're only working on the region that we have selected off, so we don't distort any more of the picture. We just want to distort her face to the thing. Her density, brush size, again, it's going to depend on your picture. And then just start taking with the first tool, the finger tool, and start pulling it in the direction of the phone. Okay? And you don't have to worry about being too precise. Just do a little at a time. Okay? And make the effect that her face is pulling in. And you'll notice that we can still see her face faintly, and that's because I have the density very low at 60%, so that we're keeping some of it intact. Okay, and there we are. Okay, and again, what we're looking for is just the distortion of her face. So we sit there and said okay, and there we are. We now have the distortion of the face. Okay, if you want to come back and don't like what's happening in it, you can always come back and just double click on liquefy and go right back in and make adjustments. So if you say, oh, I don't like this here, and just move it back. Okay, all right, so now let's see what we're going to do here. We need to control click to get that selection back. And I'm going to go up to filter, and I'm going to blur it. Okay, and I'm going to go to blur gallery, and I'm going to do a path blur. Okay, because I want the blur going in one directional path toward the phone. So I'm going to select that. And now to do that, okay, all I need to do is move these arrows to the direction that we're moving. Okay, just draw out lines inside our selection to make the movement to the phone. And then you can adjust how much you want, and you hit OK. And there we are, right? We have that path of illusion. Maybe we want to do a little more, right? So we'll go back to the blur gallery, and maybe the speed needs to be more. Okay, so I'm increasing the speed adjustment, and I'll try that one, see how I like it. And I think I like that one better. Okay, it gives the same message, but it gives it a little bit smoother transition. All right, so we have now liquefied our face. We have now slightly given it a path blur, and I think the next thing is we need to give a little bit of light illumination. Okay, in other words, we need to simulate that the light's coming off the phone, right, and shining on her face. So let's see if we can accomplish that again by filter, and we're going to do a render and lighting effect. And again, we can determine the color that we want, the tint or anything, and the intensity of it. Okay. Now, the lighting effect and the intensity is controlled by this circle here. So if I take it down, you see it really dims it down. If I want the lighting effect brighter, right, or less, right, I'm going to keep it about right there. And then hit OK. And so I think that's looking pretty good. Okay. So what we've done so far is I'm turning off all the effects. You can see we liquefied the face. Then we added a gallery blur on a path to straighten it out so that it's being drawn right into the phone. And then we added a little bit of lighting effect, okay, to give it a little bit of a glow. And I think that's looking pretty good. Okay, so I think we're getting there pretty good. So now the next thing we need to do is we've got these hard edges, okay? And I'm going to deselect Command D, Command and Control D. You see, it's very straight lined. We have it in our face and on this line. We need to make them more subtle, more natural looking. So in order to do that, okay, we need to work on the mask layer itself, on the Smart Layer mask. And we need to be painting in black anything we want to remove or soften. And I'm going to pick a paintbrush, and I'm going to be with a very low flow, okay, and a very soft brush, okay. Make sure you're on a very soft brush. And I'm just going to soften the lines, okay. I'm going to soften the lines on the face and how it comes in. You see how we're making it more natural by removing the lines? So we soften it, and we do the same thing here. We soften the lines to make things more believable. Okay. And let's see. We did pretty good here. There's our finished product. And again, it makes, I think, a quite believable situation. Okay. And there's our newest one. And again, if you need to work with it a little bit, soften it a little bit, take these hard edges off. And I think we have got the effect that we were looking for. And so there you go. So just taking one picture and applying 3 smart filters, we were able to get the effect. And now I'm going to make sure I email this photo to all my kids, my grandkids, and everything else. Maybe I can get a message to them that we need to spend more FaceTime and less time on our phones. Well, I hope you guys are all doing well during lockdown. I really do miss being able to talk to you guys in person and meet and so forth, and workshops and that. But between now and then, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your families are doing well. And I'll keep making videos while I'm in exile. So you guys take care. I'll talk to you next week.